This is the Segway Cube portable power station. It's an LFP battery that has 1024 watts of battery capacity, which is actually a really nice size because it's portable enough to where you can take it with you on the go, but you can also power about 90-95% of the appliances in your house. So today I'm going to be giving a complete breakdown and show some of the features that it has in case you're thinking about getting it. Now, before going over some of the outlets and components on this power station, I want to go over the actual battery itself. So this is a lithium iron phosphate battery, which most of the big brand power stations are nowadays just because they're very reliable. And this one in particular has rated up to 4,000 plus battery life cycles, which will last you longer than a decade, and that's just to degrade down to 80%, so it should even last longer than that, which is super nice. So now getting to the outlets, going over here on the front side, you have this little flap that's guarding the DC power, so you have a 12 volt car charger right here that you can plug into, which is nice, and then you have 2 USB-Cs and 4 USB-As, which is super nice if you want to charge your phone and things like that. I really like how it has those USB-Cs because mostly everything is USB-C now. And if you want to turn on the DC power, you're just going to click that button. If you want to turn on the AC power, you click this button, and as you can see, you have 3 AC outlets. And with the AC outputs, you're going to be able to get a maximum continuous output up to 2200 watts, which is actually really impressive for a 1000 watt power station, as a lot of the power stations out there, like the EcoFlow Delta 3 Classic, for example, has a continuous output of about 1800. So this has actually 400 more watts of continuous power than that, which is pretty awesome. I'll mention this a little more in a second, but one of the things that's cool about this power station is actually expandable as well. And when you expand the power station, you can actually get up to 4400 watts of continuous output. And so later on, if you do want to add more power, you want to power bigger things, heavier items, things like that, you can actually upgrade and expand this, which is also a really cool feature that this has. And you can expand it from the 1000 watts all the way up to 5120 watts of battery capacity. Now going over here on the side, you can see on the top as well, you do have 2 handles, which is really nice, which makes it a lot more portable. Allows you just to carry it around, your campsite or just wherever you need to go. And you also have these kind of silicone feet on the side. So if you do need to put it up on the side, you actually can. Just because you have those feet on either side as well, which is pretty nice. Here's just the other side. You do have your vents on the side as well, just to keep it cool. And then the back of the power station, you also have all of your different charging ports, and this can charge either with AC power with your car or with solar. So it has this little flap protecting the charging ports, which is nice as well. Right here, you do have your overload protection, and you do have the car charger and solar input with the same plug-in right here, and then you have the AC fast charge right here. And as far as the input goes, you have 1250 watts of AC input and up to 800 watts of solar charging, and 800 is a ton of solar input. That is something really impressive compared to some of the other power stations out there in the 1000 watt range. And with that, you're going to be able to charge from 0 to 100% battery in about 1.2 hours, which is pretty awesome as well. And other than the outlets and things on the power station itself, one other thing I wanted to mention is just the overall weight of this power station. It is very portable. It only weighs about 36 pounds, so it's going to be really easy to carry it around with you. Take it with you on the go, take it to a campsite, put it in your car just because of its compact, cube shape. And honestly, it's one of the most expandable 1000 watt power stations I've ever seen, just because to be able to go from 1000 watts all the way up to over 5000 watts of battery capacity is actually pretty insane. And essentially, if you did buy those expansion packs, you could turn this portable power station into a complete home backup, with 5000 watts, which is pretty amazing. But I wanted to show you guys now this actually powering up something. This isn't using a ton of power. This is just an Ego battery, but it's a good thing to know, if you were charging your tools and things like that. As you can see right now, you can see the output, you can see the input on the screen, you can see how much battery you have as well, and it adjusts to what you're having plugged in. And so right now this is using about 100 watts of output, so it's nowhere near the 2200 watts of max AC output. But as you can see, I really like how it does update on the screen, and there is an app as well that you can monitor everything, and it's able to handle a lot of things no problem up to that 2200 watt output range. And if you want to, you can plug in multiple items at the same time as well. Like you can use the DC power and the AC power at the same time, so you can plug in like your phone, while you're charging a battery like this, as long as it's under that, 2200 watt range of continuous power. If it's over that, it does have surge, to basically get initial power up if you have a device that goes over 2200 watts initially. But if it's continuous power, it's going to shut off. It has that overload protection. And so you just have to make sure that the device uses under 2200 watts of continuous output and you're good to go. But yeah, overall, it's a solid option in the 1000 watt range. Like I said, I really like the expandability. I think that is very versatile in a 1000 watt power station because not many power stations in that range are able to expand that much. I don't think there is any actually that's able to expand that much. So that's pretty awesome, but it's very portable. And having that 2200 watts of continuous output is really nice. And being able to charge this with solar, it makes it very versatile as well while you're camping to be able to, charge this up and be ready when you need to. So overall, great power station if you're looking for one in the 1000 watt range.